1.5 years in the making, and we're finally ready to go racing once again in Formula PC. Lights out, away we go, and here's all over. Boss 1996, is he going to make the move down into turn something? Yeah, Aaron makes the move. It's illegal. It is a legal move. But Boss is coming back up. Yeah, Boss was coming back. That was that was great side-by-side action. Now Peck's all over Aaron as well. Yeah. And Peck's lagging a bit, we can see at the moment, but here we go, exit in the corner, and Boss had a horrible exit. What's happened to Boss? I'm sure, is he on the... We've lost him. Aaron's frozen. Goes around the outside. We see the Ferrari going through. Yes, it is, Timmy. Massive dive bomb from Trivy there. I saw a bit of contact with him in turn 1. 3.7 is an hour, is the usual one. 3.7 it is. Guess what? 3.7 for Aaron is now back on board with Thomas Irish, and he's disconnected. And now it's down to F1 Live Season Monster AK to win this race. He's got a massive lead. All he needs to do is just keep it clean for the race. Oh my God! That was a bollard glitch for Aaron, and
Aaron's out. We're down to 5 contenders in the first round of Formula PC.
Drama from beginning to end and throughout the field in the first round of Formula PC, which Peck eventually won from Shane Racing. Mr. Ghost rounding out the podium. Travis Austin is fourth. Myself the final of the finishes for the first round in the FIA Formula PC Championship. Thomas Irish picking up the point for pole also. The constructors show Red Bull leading the way from Mercedes and McLaren, with Williams in fourth. But now our eyes turn to round 2 of the championship and to Malaysia. The Sepang International Circuit is just south of Kuala Lumpur and Putrajaya, where the second round of the FIA Formula E Championship was held last month. A 15-turn, 5.543 kilometre track with a race length of 28 laps or 155 kilometres. The tyre compounds this weekend are the two hardest, the medium and hard compound tyres, and despite Malaysia being the home of monsoon weather, we shall see none of it today due to the pad glitch. Finally, as per usual, taking you through the race alongside me is Alex Armageddon. And Alex, what do you think of the track and what are your expectations for the race?
Malaysia is a personal favourite of mine. Expectations for the race, well, from my personal perspective, it's not going to go well for me, but I think there's going to be a lot of overtaking. I think people prefer this to Bahrain. You know, Bahrain's a bit unpopular with a lot of people. I think wheel spin's a bit of a big issue, you know.
Yeah, and especially with the pad versus the other one, the wheel.
Yeah,
I forgot that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's going to make it, not very fun for those with a wheel, i.e. me. So I'm not going to have a good time in this race, but it should be interesting to see where those with a pad can come from.
Yeah. Well, let's see whether this race can be as dramatic as the race that we had in Bahrain, and if we look to the qualifying classification, it was another front row lockout for the two Irish twins, with it in the same order as it was in Bahrain, with Thomas Irish, then F1 Live Season Monster AK, but this time the gap only 0.026 of a second, and there was only 600s covering the top 3 overall. How close is that, Alex? That's really close.
Yeah, that's some pretty impressive stuff from the top 3. Of course, showing that the standard's quite high and that it's difficult to beat.
Yeah.
And it should mean for some exciting racing if the top 3 are this close, you know. But of course, racing always seems to be different, turbulent air and everything playing up, so it might not be as close as a race as people will see, but I still think this was a pretty impressive qualifying result to look at.
Yes.
And then when you go down to even like 4th and 7th, you can still see that it's 4 attempts between those guys, with Chocorolo in 4th, and then only 3 attempts later, me in 7th. So it just shows you've got, even though you've got 2 split packs, those packs are close anyway, so you could actually get some really exciting racing. But of course, it's a very small grid with just 7 cars.
Yes, yes, indeed. And one person who didn't turn up, I can see a certain number 91. My horrible timings made me miss the start. But that aside, as Alex was saying, yes, it was extremely close. Unfortunately, championship leader Peck F1 disconnected in qualifying, and Lobfill, the reserve, made his debut and he raced in a Mercedes in inverted commas, because we all know that Boss is the lead driver there. But yeah, he's set for a McLaren move, as BL Gamers Addict can no longer make the races. But those who couldn't attend were Boss 1996, Travis Austin, SGT Timmy, sorry, BL Gamers Addict, and myself, who couldn't attend. And one thing that we must point out is qualifying. It says 0.026 between the top two, but that wasn't actually the story of it, as we're about to go into the qualifying comparison. As it seemed that the Williams was on top, footage said otherwise. Here is Aaron yet again showing us the inside for a lap around the Malaysia circuit.
Thanks, Pico, for that. And here we are for the second round around Malaysia of the Formula PC World Championship. Yep. And we are heading down to the first corner now. This first corner is very tricky. As you can see, I'll be making a mistake. I run a tad wide, but I do get a better line for the second corner than Thomas, but we still have to try and get our best traction for the next corner. And as in Formula 1, you're always thinking about the next corner, trying to get the best run you can and all. And Thomas is the fastest in this first sector. As you can see, I take a bit more curb, and Thomas runs a bit wide, but Thomas still keeps that gap. Thomas struggles for traction, but so do I. And here's this fast left right-hander. And as you can see, we both use the same amount of curb, but for the second part of that right-hander, Thomas uses a bit more curb and he gets a better run, and he gets way more traction than me coming down to the end of this second sector, the very last corner of the second sector. And as you see, I run a bit wide and Thomas has a 2 to 3 tank gap on me here, but as you see, Thomas struggles for traction going up the hill and I get a better run on, and then we turn in here. Both hits the curb perfectly there, not in the puller like some people do. And this tricky double right-hander or triple right-hander or whatever you want to call, Thomas takes way less speed than me and he gets a worse run than me, and I take a better speed into it but a worse line. And we're coming down to final straight, coming into the last corner, and as you can see, Thomas still has a gap on me. And here's the last corner, and you have to try again as much as you can, and I take the perfect line and Thomas struggles for traction coming out of the last corner, and I get the perfect line and all and perfect traction, and that's the end of the lap. Over to you, Pickle.
Yeah, you can see the massive issue there. After qualifying, well, actually after the race weekend when I found this out, we did speak to everyone, and the majority said keep the pole for Tom, and so Tom will have, and this was crucial because of the extra point, and so everyone said give the point to Tom, and that's how it standed as we go in for the second round of the Formula PC World Championship. And so round 2, and it's exactly the same front row. Thomas Irish and F1 Live Season Monster AK. And we've got views from those two and Mr. Ghost 010, as it was in Bahrain, but we've also got yourself, Alex, giving us an insight into your race. But now we're on board with the pole sitter for the second race in a row. So yeah, he puts it down into lean for the start to minimise wheel spin, but we've now got the 5 red lights and we're underway in Malaysia. And he's got an okay start, but his brother on the pad must have got a much better one. Aaron's alongside Tom, and I think he's just taken the lead there.
Yeah, it's gone round the outside. Thomas Irish giving space as we're on board with Mr. Ghost 010. And now you can see he's held on to third. No, he doesn't, because he loses third to Lobfill. So he drops down to fourth in front of Chocrolo 888. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff at the start. And we can see there's a bit of a fighting between Thomas Irish HD and Lobfill. And there we go. We'll go to a replay.
So this is your start here. It looks like that you didn't get the best of starts, but
I was last anyway, so I could take the opportunity to sort of get some clear air. You can see quite a lot of lag.
And
good dive bombs.
Actually. And at that point you're up into fourth. You're up into fourth place. There's an accident there.
I love when that happens. It's so fun. Take the sarcasm in my voice.
Yeah, and I was talking to Shane after the race. He was displeased with that, but that's racing. As we head back to the live action, and Mr. Ghost gets past Lobfill, and Lobfill actually ran wide, but apparently Mr. Ghost cut Lobfill up, which must have only been on his screen, because it looked like there was a big enough gap between the two of them. As we head on to a fight between you and Shane.
Yeah, this was like the only real highlight I had of this entire race. You can see quite close, a little bit of contact. I think I cut him off a bit there, which was a bit harsh on my end. I'll take blame, but he got through. So I thought, let's put it up to Rich. Let's go and get that position back. We're in the slipstream of him now. I'm going to go to the right of him. Shane giving us a nice bit of space there. Some clean drive in the second half of this fight. Take it to the inside. Ran a bit wide because I'm just struggling with the game in general at the moment on the wheel. And then a bit more contact, unfortunately. Yeah. I kind of felt a bit cut off that time, but what goes around comes around, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
And also Shane might be doing it because he's down in penultimate last place, and he's also second in the constructors. And actually, nice cornering there from you, because you didn't get a corner cut while I was doing it like that. So yeah, nice corner.
Thank you very much. It was one of the best achievements of my life doing that. But I was struggling so bad with turbulent air. I gained absolutely nothing, as you can see.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I just feel there's too much understeer in the wheel now, having played the game for ages. So, but I was struggling throughout this whole race. I'm about to cut on to lap 6, and I just gave out at this point. It was so appalling. There was I accidentally cut views, and I was like, I can't really bother with this now. So I just parked it in the end, thinking I'll come back again next time around.
Yep.
So I was out with issues with Codemasters.
Yep, and later on in that lap we have our first pit stop. Tom makes an absolute mess of the pit entry.
It was the best one I've seen in F1.
Yep, 10 out of 10 with pit entry again.
Stuck in pause.
He's stuck in pause as we are about to go into the pit stop. Let's have a rundown of the drivers. I think it was F1 Live Season Monster AK, then Mr. Ghost 010, Lobfill, Thomas Irish, Shane is ahead of Choc Rollo in 6th place now.
So 6 cars remaining in the second round of Formula PC 2014, and you can see now we're skipping ahead to lap 7. It's F1 Live Season Monster pit stop. Sorry about that, I messed up that completely.
Yeah.
He did a better pit entry, but got the back end out. But it doesn't really matter because you're getting those tyres changed anyway and getting a fresh set of boots on the car as it would be. And
Yeah.
well, he looks like he's got a nice lead. I think he come out in front, nice and easy. And yeah, you can see the closest competitor, Mr. Ghost, is. I don't know, he may not get
Yeah.
no, probably won't. Actually.
I think I just saw the
Couldn't see that.
McLaren mechanics getting out. I think he may come in as well as we watch
Yeah.
Mr.
And
Ghost
he
pit
was-
stop. And is
He's
anyone
actually
surprised
second.
about that time? 3.7 and Ghost is in. And
Yeah.
so let's watch the pit stop. He doesn't have
3.7.
he doesn't have the views that that most of the other competitors do. Where the
You
external
can
ones.
turn it off. You can turn it off. So
Yeah.
This is,
And-
I don't like him personally. I think it's quite irritating.
Yeah, and the undercut didn't work as Tom getting crossed up a hell of a
Problem.
load there.
Problem with the wheel, you know, that's the problem with it. Not
Yeah.
like you know, you just get so much more oversteer. Like you know, he was almost drifting out that corner. It seemed you could just see the back end was slightly out, but he was able to control it. He's a good driver. As you can see, he's now in the turbulent air of his brother, and that is a corner from hell on the wheel. I'm not even joking. It was like that in 2013 as well, where you
Yeah.
basically have to go up like 10 gears to actually have a chance of getting on the power without wheel spin. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
and he's actually closed in on his brother during this. He's made a bit of a mess
Chocorolo.
of that bit. Chocorolo has retired from the race.
5 to go.
Yep.
And you
There are
see
5
nice
people
bit
left.
of DRS, and you can see now
Yep.
F1 Live is a monster taking the inside and holds it really good actually. But his brother Thomas Irish is going to have the DRS and the slipstream. Looks like much closer, and
Yeah.
really F1 Live is a monster lagging away.
Yeah.
Looks like he's just easy prey. So that's a position as Thomas goes to lean.
And also there Lobfield entered the pit, so he's now made his first pit stop
Oh,
of
corner
the
cutting,
race.
corner cutting.
Yeah, a bit of a corner cut from
This is
Aaron
Ford's
there.
lead. I'm
But-
first and second.
Yeah, and now he's going to be all over his brother, and especially with the traction that the pad has, he's going to try and do a Vettel on Webber.
Right.
Apart from that, these guys aren't teammates; they're twin brothers, which makes it almost the same.
Like the Schumacher brothers.
Yeah,
And
and yeah,
complete pig's mess of that.
yeah, that was a bad corner from Aaron, but I think Tom's got the back end out. He's missed the apex, and now will Aaron get DRS? Yes, he has got DRS, but I don't think that there's a big enough gap, small enough
Closed
gap,
it in
whatever.
big time.
And
I actually
and this
think he'll
time
get
it
past.
may
I
be
think he'll get
closer,
past.
especially with the traction that the pad has. Sorry, I was cutting you off there.
Yeah, now they're about it. Anyway, F1 Live Season Monster going to the outside. He's still in 7th, up into 8th, and now he's going to go round the outside. What a move! Wheel to wheel stuff from the twin brothers from Ireland, and now
This is
cut back to
brilliant
the inside.
racing.
Yeah, this is close. Oh my goodness me, can't tell. And F1 Live Season Monster's back in the lead.
Is he gonna get the move around the outside? He
He's done it.
does.
He's done it.
Overtake of the yeah, Aaron, if you're watching, send that off to Ryan L83 while you're at it.
Anyway,
that was a brilliant move by that was a brilliant move by Aaron, and if people don't get the reference, Ryan L83 does this thing called Overtakes of the Week and ranks them from 5 to 1. So yeah, go over to his channel to find out more. As Aaron does come into the pits, and at this point, Tom has already come into the pits, and he's now trying to get the undercut. But this has gifted Ghost the lead, who's on a 2-stop, whereas the 2 Irish boys are on a 3-stop. What's the pit stop time?
It's on the options, and it was 3.745.
Yeah,
Predictable.
and I'm guessing it'll be 2 option sticks to the end.
My
We're gonna
goodness
get.
me.
This is going to be close between the two of them, as we cut on a bit. But I believe Aaron did stay ahead, and he actually made a gap to Tom, which is now 6.7 seconds. Come 4 laps later,
Mr.
as
Ghost 010.
yeah. Ghost is there, and surely Aaron will get DRS here. But
Yeah,
being
he's
on the
got the DRS.
2-stop,
That's on him.
being on a two-stop for Ghost, this would sort of be his ideal time to pit. It'll either be this lap or next lap, and as Aaron makes it round the hairpin ahead of Ghost, Ghost is nowhere to be seen, so he must have entered the pits.
Yeah, he is. He's in the pits now, and he's going to go for the options. 8-lap sprint. Could try and go for the fastest lap, maybe.
Yeah, he could, and so there's no point saying what's the pit stop time unless it's a rather surprisingly bad one. Nope. 3.7 again. You could put good money on that. It being 3.7.
Won't win much because
Yeah, it would be extremely obvious. But now Ghost is up into third place. At the moment.
Still quite a big gap, and it looks like the whole field basically just spread out now. If you look on the mini map, you can see Thomas Irish is going to be quite close actually between these two, and F1 Live Season Monster coming in again.
Yes.
Both of them are.
Yes, he was on there. Tom has actually made a pig's arse of that.
Nice job, mate. Good job. Really good.
I originally said 10 out of 10 would pit entry again for Tom first time round, but I think I should have saved it for that time round. To be honest, that was absolutely horrible.
11 out of 10 on that particular occasion.
Yeah, and that was 3.7 for Aaron, and it's going to be 3.7 for Tom as well as.
Got to fight for the lead again.
Yes.
Drifting out.
Yeah. I am surprised that Ghost wasn't ahead because he had pitted a couple of laps before, would have had the freshest tyres, and he was actually in front after.
It's all over.
F1
Live Season Monster's going to take the win of the second round of Formula PC. Brilliant job from Marussia. In second place is Mr. Ghost, and third, I believe, will be Thomas Irish, and then Lob Phil will be in fourth.
Yes, we believe so, and so here comes the pole sitter. He wasn't able to convert his pole into the win, but that went to his brother. But he stays connected this time and finishes it off in a handbrake turn. And so the final classification for the 2014 Petronas Malaysia Grand Prix is F1 Live Season Monster, AK in the Marussia from the McLaren of Mr. Ghost 010, Thomas Irish, pole sitter, allegedly in third, Shane Racing in fourth, Lob Phil in fifth, Choc Rollo in sixth, but he DNF'd, and so did you, Alex. Yep. What do you see out of the 5 that finished? Do you think do you think they'll be up there for the rest of the season, or do you think it's just like a one-off?
I can't tell. I think there was a lot of people that didn't finish and a lot more people that didn't even attend, so.
I at the moment I'm looking from one side to the other, just like because I'm at the bottom, did not attend.
Yeah, I think Mr. Ghost is definitely a championship contender. I think everyone, in fairness, looking at it, I think everyone who be top, looking at championship, we've got the top 4, top 5. I reckon they'll be the 5 that will be up there for the championship. But I guess it's probably I would say between F1 Live Season Monster and Mr. Ghost. They were the quickest in the race today, so I'd put my money on them at the moment. But it's too early to call. We're only at round 2, so.
Yep. Yeah, 10 more rounds of the championship still remain after this round, and that means that there's 275 points still up for grabs because of the double points at the final race. And so that means in terms of the championship, it is Mr. Ghost 010 who is leading the championship for McLaren, but only by 3 points from Shane Racing. Then Peck F1, winner last time out, has dropped down to third, and F1 Live Season Monster AK in fourth. Two poles and a third place means 17 points for Tom. Travis is in sixth with 12, and me and Lob Phil in joint seventh, but I'm technically in seventh because I think what happens in Formula 1 is that whoever scores the points beforehand, or whoever has the best result, and so I scored it beforehand, so I'm ahead of Lob Phil. and then the rest are still yet to score. Out of them, Alex, do you see any surprises or anyone that shouldn't be up there?
It's still difficult to say. It's early on at the moment. It's good to see that a lot of people have scored some good points. Hopefully I'll get some points soon. And I think actually I'm more surprised with the guys who haven't scored points. You know, particularly
Yeah.
Top Rolo, Boss.
Yeah,
Boss being the
yes.
champion, he's not scored anything. So
Yes,
it's like,
yes, Boss is the defending champ, and he's now 33 points off the lead. And yes, that's just a little more than a race win, but it's still quite a lot to regain. And
double points.
yeah, a double points in Abu Dhabi will come into anyone's favour, I think. And as we look onto the constructors, it's very close there as well. 40 points for Mercedes. Shane's scored 30. Boss has scored none. However, Lobfield was racing for Mercedes today, so he effectively picks up the points for Mercedes, giving them 40 overall. And then 3 points behind them is Red Bull, and then it's McLaren, and then it's Williams and Marussia. And Ferrari still yet to score.
We'll sort that out, don't worry.
Yeah, and actually, after this race, I can actually say that SGT Timmy has now left the series, and so I think we'll talk to we'll talk to someone and get a new teammate for you, Alex.
Look, I'm not a bad teammate. I only request that you let me through every time, guys. You can work around it. We'll sort something out, you know.
Yeah.
Don't leave me alone.
Yep.
Okay.
Ferrari, the home of team orders, and actually that brings us sweetly on to the next race. Ferrari, the home of team orders, and it's Austria that I next say, because obviously 2002 there was that massive controversy with Rubens Barrichello letting Michael Schumacher through on the final corner of the race to let him win. But that will be in that was on the 20th. We are once again recording this after the following round. So yeah, no spoilers. We're not going to spoil anything for you, and just like.
Also, if we don't find a teammate in Austria, then the team will be rebranded HGKHDF1. It'll be the cars will be like Petronas green, whatever. So last chance to keep it as Ferrari, I guess.
Yeah, and it's the shortest one on the calendar. But I started good at this track, but I've progressively got shitter every single time. So
I love this track.
so hopefully. I'll actually find some form this time around, and that'll be round 3, and it's actually the last race in 2014, and with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Thank you, Alex, for joining me again this afternoon. And that's pretty much it. We're definitely not going to get Austria out before Christmas. It's 2 days to Christmas when we're recording this, so
probably get it done before the new year. Hopefully
we'll get it done before around New Year's Day, hopefully. And apart from yeah, with that, thank you very much for watching. Have a great Christmas, and if round 3 is not up before then, have a great New Year as well. Thanks to Alex for joining me.
No worries. Have a good Christmas, everyone.
And we'll see you in 2014 or 2015, one of the two.
Yeah, we'll be seeing you very soon either way.